Oh my gosh, we've started. Hello?
Oh my God.
Hello?
Hey.
I'm
Hey, I guess I
sorry.
should be looking at
I know, I was like, I need to
the
like
cam.
re-put. I'm like, that camera though. So
Oh,
anywho,
that's
y'all,
it.
this is our first time recording like in an actual studio, a production space. Who are we?
I was just telling Alana it feels like we made it or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. We're on the
But
come
she
up.
said we did. And,
We're
and I
here.
agree.
Yeah.
This
Like-
is it's almost season 3, baby.
It's next week, babe. Like we got 1 week.
Oh my God. I
Oh my
hope you guys
goodness.
are excited as we are.
Like pumped. But anywho, welcome back to another episode of She Well Read. I'm Alana.
I'm Samra.
And as we said, we are at Vibe Street Studios down in downtown Birmingham. Shout out to
Yes.
Micah and the whole team. Thank you for having us. And today,
On
we're
today's
today's
episode.
episode. I keep looking up here like
I-
at myself. I need to like look at the
Well,
camera.
I'm trying to look at you.
I know, and I'm like looking. Well, no, I was looking at myself.
Shout out to our bags in the back.
Yes, I'm like, which way do I
Do
point?
you
My
have
Telfeezy.
Does she have a name?
She doesn't have a name.
Because I feel like you should start like naming your designer bags.
Wait.
Because like Saweetie did it, didn't she?
Did she?
She had that little reel or TikTok where she was like the Birkins. They all had a little
Stop.
Kiki.
Not the bags having a Kiki.
They were.
Let's have a
mhm.
Kiki.
I feel like they deserve a name.
They do. I have
They're
3 of them. So they can each have I'm gonna brainstorm some names.
Rosie.
Ooh.
Leave them in the comments down below.
I was about to say, yeah, leave a comment. What should I have? What's her actual name is corned beef.
I hate that name so much. But it's kind of funny.
Right.
I like that part.
I kind of like corned beef.
I know it's
CB.
weird though.
Her name could be CB.
CB, like Chris
Comments.
Brown.
Never mind. And you know how I feel about him. Never mind. CB's off the table.
Go back to the episode. I don't know. It's like one of the first minisodes
yeah.
from like leading up to this season. We did talk a little shit about
We did talk a little
him.
shit. Oh yeah, yeah. Anywho, go back.
Reverse.
Okay, so I'm gonna do housekeeping because literally the past 3, all of the countdown episodes, I keep forgetting to do housekeeping at the beginning. Follow us everywhere at She Well Read, the TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. Again, we're on Facebook, but not really. What else? Bookshop. Check out our bookshop. T-shirts. Samra's going to be posing in one of the new T-shirts that we're going to post on our socials pretty soon, so stay tuned for that. Sponsorships. That's a new one for housekeeping. We are officially accepting sponsorships for the new season. Email us at shewellread@gmail.com if you would like to have an ad on the show, or we're also doing social media sponsorships, so all of that's on our website too, under what, partners? The partners tab?
Partners.
Yes. So there's that. And yeah, let's get into the topics of today's episode. TikTok.
Yeah, this is so awkward because I just keep sticking my tongue out. Y'all are going to realize how much I do it, and I'm embarrassed. I may have to stop.
She said I may have to stop. But okay, so we recently posted a TikTok. If you don't follow us on TikTok, at She Well Read. And it was basically something that I just thought would be funny, which apparently a lot of people thought is funny, but not funny.
Triggering.
Funny, triggering.
Funny, weird.
Funny,
weird. That we all had the
weird.
same exact household experience.
Yeah.
Damn.
Hate to see it. But I wanted to read some of the comments because some of them were
Thank you.
funny.
Please, I'm glad you're doing this. I wanted to do it too because I read them all out loud and it
Me
made it
too.
more funny.
Yeah, like some of them were funny, some of them were like, and then,
Yeah, some of them had me worried. I was like, should we be checking in?
I know. And then someone was like, oh. So anywho, I'm gonna read them now. Okay, one of the comments that I saw was, I didn't have a room because I was in foster care and had to be seen at all times, so I sat on the couch. Now it's the only place I can read.
Yeah, that one was like, oh,
Damn.
wow. It's crazy how trauma does that to you. Like,
Yeah.
it can either make you dissociate or like really associate something so much that it's almost like
Crippling?
unhealthy. Yeah.
All of the above, what we both just.
Right? Because there were some people in the comments, which you may read one, but I'll let you read it.
I was about to say, do you want me to keep reading it? Maybe I'll read it.
You may.
This one was funny. I was like Matilda. Every Saturday, I would walk down to the library and get a dozen books. Me.
A dozen. Yeah, I would just get a bunch. Like then you can pick and choose.
Right.
It's worse when you get one and you hate it and you're like stuck.
Right.
So it's better to have a plethora.
I remember my mom used to be like, you better not lose these damn books or have them returned late. And then I have a late fee or some shit. And I was like,
not little Lana trying to keep up with her late fees.
I know. I never had a late fee.
Ever? Yeah, that sounds about like Lana. I had them. Yeah, but the thing, when I realized you can still check shit out and have
on
late
top
fees,
of it,
I was like, oh, y'all shouldn't have told me, because who the fuck's about to pay this? It's like,
I mean, but you had to pay eventually. Were you the one who had something that was due at UAB library, or was that somebody else?
That was me.
That was you?
Yeah. Yeah, but I did think I lost that book. So I think I think
you found it.
Did I? It was a
don't
struggle
remember.
because I remember having it. And the people at Stern were mean to me. Several of them at the front desk. I don't know if anyone else that goes to UAB ever had this experience, but they can be very, very, like, they're on their last leg of patience.
Well, granted, they're working with college kids.
Yeah.
And also,
yeah,
I feel like that is a common
they get
trait.
Disrespected.
Right, exactly. I feel like that's a common trait of not stereotyping librarians, but I have faced a few librarians who like took their job extra serious, which I get, but also you're working with kids at the same time.
Right, like we're all struggling, like, you know what I mean, especially in college.
Right, you're like you're still a teenager. Like, anywho, okay, next one. This one was funny too. Anyone else walking around high school with a book to ignore the small town hoes too? Because you heard everything too. Like you're walking around like you look like you're reading and you look like you're reading, so no one's paying attention to you and you hear all the tea. That was me.
Oh, shit.
I used to, and it wasn't intentional. It just happened.
No, that's so funny.
A great cop out too.
No, honestly, somebody do that. Just keep up with the tea of the school. Be gossip girl, but just have your head in a book the whole time. If you
decide to become gossip girl, you gotta tell us. We won't say anything.
Yeah,
but
we'll keep it real anonymous.
Real anonymous. Real A, Pretty Little Liars.
Real A shit. We grew up on Pretty Little Liars, so you know you can trust us.
Got a secret? Can you keep it? Anywho. Okay, the next one says, I was up for 2 days straight once just reading. Oh. And now that I don't live in constant dysfunction, I can't finish a single book.
Now that she doesn't live in constant dysfunction?
Yeah.
That's the one I was talking about. I was like, damn, it's like so associated with trauma.
Yeah.
That even to do it, the action of it is like triggering to you. So I was like, ooh, I'm glad it didn't do that. And maybe my long break from it, because you know how we both had that period after high school, or even in high school a little bit, of like just kind of stopping reading.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I don't know, maybe that made me come back, because when I came back several years later.
Yeah.
And I hadn't read a book, you know what I mean?
No, and one of the comments, I didn't screenshot this one, but because I remembered it. Because I was like, that's the whole reason we started. One of the many reasons we started this show was that I think the person said, once you get to college, you're not even going to want to read anymore. And I was like, yeah, because you don't have time.
No, yeah.
That like we were reading textbooks.
Mm-hmm.
But then once we graduated, we were like, hello?
It's like, welcome back. It's
Literally.
like, oh, I have some time.
Yeah, I can do other things now.
It's crazy.
It really is. Okay, the next one. Then my therapist says I started using music because the words on the pages weren't loud enough.
Oh, yeah, that was one too. I mean, that's more like the original TikTok that we were inspired by.
Yeah.
Of like dancing in your room to the music.
Mm-hmm. Right. But my thing, because I don't know if you remember this, but in college, I mean, even in high school, I used to listen to music while I did work or even read. Like when I was at home, I would have headphones in and have the TV on, not watching the TV. It's just for background noise. And I was like, oh, this is just the way I read. Therapy.
That's crazy. So much of what we were doing was literally just our bodies responding. Like, that's why
Yeah.
I had so much anxiety. It was like my body was just trying to deal with everything.
Yeah, little did we know that's what that was. So, anywho, this one was a little intense. It says, I read horror. I need the books to scare me more than home.
Shit.
Me when I read
didn't
that
read
comment.
that one. Damn.
I've been like skimming because there's a lot of them, which thank you for everyone who's been commenting, liking, sharing, saving the video. We really appreciate it.
No, honestly.
Because when I saw it starting to blow up, I said, hello?
It's like one that you don't want everyone to relate to. And it's crazy that we all lived all over the place, but we still had the same
experience.
And that's on dysfunctional parenting.
Which is a whole...
That's a whole thing.
A whole thing. This one was funny. I told my FBI agent not to tell anyone this. Oh my goodness. And then a lot of it was like, my people, I found my tribe, and we're like, yes, welcome in. We're all trying to figure this out together.
We're all mad here.
But then this one was really nice. It's kind of bittersweet. It says, my neighbor used to cart me and my siblings to the library every once in a while, and it was a beautiful escape from the refuge chaos and abuse at home.
Oh.
It's sad.
No, it's sad. Yeah.
You hate to see it. And this one is another about the background music. But anywho, I was laughing, crying, sliding down the wall in the comments.
I think that may be one of my favorite TikToks we posted.
Yeah.
Maybe not my favorite, but maybe my favorite.
It's up there.
Yeah.
It's definitely up there just because it's so relatable. And that's exactly what we're trying to do here. Be relatable with the content, create this community where, we don't have to talk about trauma all the time, but books and such. Okay, speaking of TikTok, Bama Rush Talk. Let me say this. I am not on it with my own will. This is against my will that I'm so deep in the Bama Rush Talk. Last season, yes, it was my will.
Let's be honest. Are you liking the videos?
No, because they're all here's the thing. Okay. Season 1 of Bama Rush Talk was more like it's that thing of like, it's new. There's no structure to this. They were all using it was when the OOTD got like super intense. Like everybody's like, OOTD.
Oh gosh.
Like OOTD. My necklace is from Amazon. My earrings are from Admiral Row, which was one of our sponsors last season. My dress is from Zara, but it's technically from TJ Maxx. And my shoes are also from TJ Maxx. Like that's when OOTD went like stupid viral.
Not us all. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean,
like people were doing it before, but that's when it got like
crazy.
Really up there.
Now it's just like a meme at this point to do it.
Yeah. But I feel Bama Rush Talk, now the sororities, like last season it was just the people who were rushing.
Okay.
This season it's the people who are rushing and the sororities themselves, like the entity.
Oh.
Like it's a part of their work week to do TikToks and stuff. And like they're all using the same sounds, the same dance. And it's like, I think people are saying Zeta were like the queens of Rush Talk this year. Like it's a whole thing.
See, it's evolved. I'm not on it anymore. I'm not on it anymore. And I go on TikTok I go on TikTok for like maybe 5 a day. I feel like that's pretty.
I mean, that's good. That's healthy.
Oh, that's healthy. Okay.
It's healthy.
I was like, 20 is a lot.
And then my number is,
Okay, so when I'm on there, I don't know why, but I guess I have such a specific like algorithm because I only ever like fashion stuff or music stuff. So it just only serves me that.
Yeah.
I haven't even been served any Rush Talk stuff. Maybe I just haven't like spoke up because it'll listen to you. Yeah,
absolutely.
So
that conspiracy theory, like we talked about conspiracy theories that last episode, that's what I believe in.
No, 100%. And the amount of times we're saying it, I'm sure I'll be served some now. That once we leave,
are you like looking at your phone like it's listening?
Yeah. I'm like looking in the back like,
hello,
hey girl. Speaking of which, we did get our first season 3 sponsor
But
the other day.
I think we should keep it a surprise.
Oh my God, seriously?
Yeah.
Okay,
I think it should be a thing, like who are they? An announcement.
It's like when you're getting picked for a sorority.
Rush.
Yeah.
But shameless
Rush
plug
Talk.
again. Email us at shewillread@gmail.com if you want to be a sponsor. Okay, another thing. We got mail.
Hey.
And I'm so excited.
We got a letter.
Yeah, we just got a letter. Very good. Blues Clues. Blues Clues?
Pretty.
Blues Clues.
Blues Clues.
It's called Mostly on the Edge. It's written and illustrated by Monique Sullivan. Thank you, Monique, for sending these to us. They're like
gorgeous book.
Right? I got them out the package and I was like, ooh, soft. That new book feeling.
Wait, let me touch.
But it's very much giving Rupee Car.
Oh my God.
That's the vibes that I haven't,
It's
obviously.
thicker than a Rupee Car.
Really? I've never read a
Yeah.
Rupee Car. Like, I've seen, like, all the tweets and everything, but.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
The inside is very much. I don't know if y'all can see.
But anywho.
Let me see another one. Like this one.
Yeah, picture, story. Is that a vagina?
Urn. It looks like a broken
An urn and a vagina.
And a vagina. I thought it was a uterus or something.
Yeah.
But
It
this
just
is
looks like from
cool.
the corner of my eye. But I did want to read the
Please.
because the part that I did skim through that I actually read. So the beginning, acknowledgements was my favorite part. It says, "To the men that left me and still have a place in my heart. To the sad bitches on the sidelines." I said me. To the bandages of the world, to underdogs who just want to be loved. I see you. I hear you. We will have our moment when moments are meant to be had. And for those who believe not, what selfish fools we live with.
Wow.
Mo.
Wow. Monique, Miss Sullivan. That was good.
She goes by Mo, though. That's her, like, everybody calls her Mo.
Mo.
And then the
Miss
next
Mo.
page literally says, "And okay is the best we felt in a long time." Sheesh. Right. So thank you again. If you would like to send us, we have nothing to send. This is what we're sending. If you would like to send us anything, like a book to review, a postcard, a letter, a gift of some sort that we'll unbox on here, email us at shewillread@gmail.com, or you can just send it to the P.O. Box, 1725 Gardendale, Alabama 35071. And the P.O. Box, I check it every so often. Can we just have it to not be empty every time I go check it?
Yeah, guys.
Please,
and she spaces
please.
it out.
I do
a
space
lot
it out
because she doesn't want to be sad.
No, tell me why when I went to go pick this up, because I knew it was coming because she emailed us, but there was another letter in there and I got all excited. And I was like, oh my gosh, we got a letter.
Yeah.
It was addressed wrong. But I had opened it because I saw B. It was brown, but I thought it was Bowman in my head when I saw the B's. I opened it and it was a check for some like landscaping services. And I was like,
Hello?
not me going to prison for opening somebody else's mail and it's all check.
Where do you go from there? Like, what'd you do with the check?
Well, so our P.O. box was too small for this. So, they put a little key to the bigger box where you pick it up from.
Yeah.
So I went to the bigger box, but the key didn't fit.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to go in line because I was like, well, I already got to tell them about this envelope that I didn't open when somebody's checking it.
Oh, well.
And this is not working. And so the first thing I said was, I got this letter and I accidentally opened it because I thought it was for me, but it wasn't for me. And she was like, oh, it's fine. And I was like, and I also have this key because I guess I got a big package and it's not working. And she's like, girl, what is your P.O. box? I said 1725.
Damn.
And she went and got it for me.
Not us causing problems at the post office.
I said, I'm so sorry. She's like, it's fine. I was like, okay.
No, that's
I went about my
nice.
business.
Yeah, as you should.
Right. It's like the thing that you do in that moment. Okay. Next topic. What to expect this
Well, video, first of all.
It won't be as chaotic as it is right now because
We're going to get used to it.
It's like it's putting on like a new outfit that you never worn before. All the like nips and tucks. you know, as you nip and tuck
at my top. Yeah, there's a lot going on. Like,
yeah, y'all. I want to say this though. I texted Samra because we never really discussed what we're gonna wear to.
Yeah,
or like when we're making TikTok.
Shirt for a second.
That's why I was like, let me text her that I'm getting cute.
Yeah. When she texted me that, I looked down like, hello. Because usually when we podcast, it's very the opposite.
Very the opposite. This is not how we look.
We do not look like this. So
No
I was like, oh, I got to wash my hair. And that's, of course, you know, that's what took a second.
Mm-hmm.
And it was wet. And I was trying to find an outfit and nothing was working. And it's like, I moved and I feel like I've unpacked everything, but it's like I have no clothes. It's like I don't know what bag
to look in.
And I have to wash all of it because I don't know what's clean and what's not at this point. It's probably all dirty. So like, it's just like nothing. 12 more loads of laundry until I can actually have a wardrobe.
Not 12. Damn. Mine, I have no excuse. Mine is just I haven't folded anything in like a week.
That's a tough one. We have a chair. We actually had to move like our pile of clothes because it was on a chair, right? Like you throw all this shit on one chair.
Right, my ottoman.
Yeah, it's turned into like
a thing.
It's like a mountain. Like you can barely see the chair anymore.
It barely get out.
Right? So Dime was like, I'm just going to move this to the center of our room so we have to deal with it. And I was like, that's kind of smart.
That is smart.
Because it just keeps growing. It's getting scary.
Yikes. You hate to see it. Where were we going?
Season 3.
Yeah. Now y'all can visually see how we rabbit hole.
Hold us accountable.
No, really though. So season 3, I meant to bring the book. I don't have the book with me.
I meant to bring it too. It's hard getting here.
She said, listen here. It was a rough time. I was trying to be on time. And it was a lot going on. We're gonna be better.
But I have honestly in my life I'm trying to be better. Because I was like, Dime, why are we the couple that everyone has to tell an hour earlier than? Like, why? Like, we should not be that couple. It doesn't look good.
No, but you know what? That's growth.
Yeah.
That's self-reflection right there. You love to see.
Yeah. So we had a little come to Jesus moment
Period.
together where we were like, we're both going to be accountable. But as a couple, we're going to leave about an hour and be ready an hour and a half. But with us...
Here's the thing. Here's my thing on being on time. I'm not always on time, but like 90% of the time I'm on time. You like, I have a whole ritual. The day before, I figure out how long is it going to take me to get to wherever I have to go, especially if I've never been there before.
I'm taking
You Google Maps it. You see how many minutes, and then you add 10.
Right.
Because you have to find parking if there's not parking. And you have to account for if there's traffic, if you get lost, if you take a wrong turn.
It's always going to.
At that point, you add like 10, 15 minutes on top of that.
Might as well call it 20.
And then whatever that time is that you've set, you start getting ready like an hour before that, depending on what you're going to do in your routine. Because if I'm just doing like a no makeup chill look, I can be ready in 20 minutes. I've timed it. Not intentionally, but I was like, what average time out? So I like looked at my watch when I started and looked at my watch when I was done. I was like, oh, like about 20 minutes. And then if I'm doing like something with my hair, like if I have to take my hair out of braids and put makeup on and put on a cute fit,
you add.
That's like 45.
It's
an hour.
40. It's giving an hour. To be safe.
To be safe. Especially now, this is what can really get you.
What?
If you plan an outfit in your head, but did not try said outfit on.
Yeah. Well, Dime, that was his thing. I need to set an outfit out the day before. But for me, I'm like, I got to do it on the go. Like, I have to like be in the moment.
That's your process?
Yeah, that's my process. So I just have to account for that and have a longer period window of like, what outfit are you going to wear?
Right. Well, I mean, Dime is sounding kind of right now. An hour and a half, an hour and 20. Sounds pretty accurate.
No, it is. And then like, I'll be like, oh, I'm not going to do my hair. And then I'll like really look at it and I'll be like in the middle of like getting ready. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do my hair.
And then,
You can't do that.
You can't.
And you know what else? The devil loves, he knows this is my weakness. Yes. And he, every time, say it's like an hour and a half, an hour before I should be going somewhere, deserve a break. You just got off work. Relax for a second. Just watch some TikToks. Start a YouTube video. Why don't you just, or like randomly, I'll just be inspired to do something, like whether it be, today it was researching secondary education schools, like for my master's, because I'm thinking about going back to school.
Yeah, I was like, what?
I got caught in is that even second?
I don't know. Higher education is, that's
what I meant.
Yeah. I knew. Well, I didn't until you started talking about going back to school.
I don't think that's
right. I don't think that's right. But
anywho, so I was just inspired. I was like, oh, I'm feeling it. Like, why not just do it now? You know what you need to be doing.
Yeah.
But I'm like, but this is productive.
But not for what you needed to be doing.
It's the priorities.
It's the priorities.
And so I have to be disciplined about that, because it's always going to hit that inspiration to do whatever it is.
Yeah, that you've been putting off.
Yeah.
Which is valid. But I get what you're saying.
So,
but again, we're growing. We're taking accountability.
Yeah.
That's why I kept texting Loki. I was like, I'm getting ready.
I know. I know. Because like, we hadn't texted all day for real. So I knew she was like, does she remember?
Well, I knew you remembered because we talked about it in our meeting yesterday. And you said you were going to set a reminder. Did you not?
Well, I did.
Okay.
I did. But
I thought I watched
you would
you do
believe me.
Listen, I'm trying to do better. I'm being like, you know what? She said that's what she gonna do, and I'm gonna believe it. That's some pressure for you.
And did. Okay.
And so I was like, but because I know how you can get a little off track.
Yes.
That's why I was like, I'm getting ready.
I know.
I'm wearing a dress. I'm about to leave my house in a minute.
I'm 5 minutes out.
I'm 5 minutes out. But I also have your location.
I know, yeah,
That's what I was literally talking to Micah. I was like, she says she's here, but I don't know what here means. Let me check her location. He said, that's a friend. I said, yeah. I check about 3-4 times a day.
Some people say it's creepy, but I think it's a friend too.
Listen, if your phone says you're in a ditch and no one's checking.
Yeah, it doesn't help anything.
It doesn't help it. The times we're living in, with the access we have to checking locations.
Why do they have to call it Find My Friends?
Because I'm trying to find you, bitch. I'm looking for you. I'm peeping out the blinds.
Y'all, okay, so season 3. No, literally.
We're going to try to do better.
I wish we had the book. Like,
I know. That's why I'm like.
Season 3 is going to be sitting
epic.
On the bed in my outside.
Now
don't sit on my bed.
Please.
Don't sit on my bed in your outside clothing.
By Phoebe Robinson.
Have you kept watching the
I meant to watch it last night, and then I watched Greyson.
Oh yeah, she's obsessed with Grey's Anatomy now.
I recently started Grey's Anatomy from the very beginning. Even though I know so much, but it is piecing stuff together that I didn't know.
Had you watched it before?
No.
How'd you know everything?
Because of TikTok or like people spoiling it on Twitter or something.
It's just been so many seasons.
It's been 18 seasons.
Why? Like, that was it for me. I was like, I just can't sign up.
You can't do that many.
I can't. No, yeah.
Yeah. But I was like, I would think I was watching it on Lifetime because I was like, whatever. No, I started watching it with Ariel because she was watching it. And so I just started watching and I got sucked in, and then it came on Lifetime and I got sucked in again. So I was like, screw it, I'm just going to go to Netflix and start it from the beginning.
So you're obsessed?
I wouldn't say I'm obsessed because I can turn it off.
Okay, yeah.
It does get sad when I look at my clock and I'm like, shit, I need to go to bed and I can't start this next episode. But I can stop myself.
See, that's
growth. That's on growth right there.
Shonda, your powers didn't work today.
But with Bridget, Shonda's powers work with Bridget didn't know because I watched it in 8 hours.
Yeah, that's like Alana's. I was going to say crack, but...
It's not her
Super Bowl.
TikTok is my Super Bowl. Anywho, season 3, we're gonna be doing a lot of this again, but with a book to guide, to guide the conversation. You can get Please Don't Sit on My Bed in Your Outside Clothes on our bookshop. You can also get it on it. I was thinking about it today.
Did you see all the TikTok Amazon situation?
What TikTok Amazon situation?
Oh, not me knowing.
Wait, about the authors not getting paid?
I guess so.
Yeah, okay, then
the
I do know.
storefronts?
Wait. Tell
Different?
me.
Okay.
Might be similar, but keep going.
Maybe related. Who knows? But all I know is that TikTok creators were taking down their Amazon storefronts because Amazon's not paying their workers fairly. So the workers, I mean, this has been happening, but
I was about to say, this sounds like
they're like creating unions. And so basically until the Amazon agrees to these terms, which was like pay them $1 an hour and bathroom breaks and like, you know, just typical shit that you would ask for.
Yeah.
They're not gonna put them back up until so it's all a bunch of influencers banding together to use their power to support the union, which I was like, yeah, now that's influencing
done right
done right.
Because I was literally thinking on the way here, I was like, should we make an Amazon storefront?
Is it helpful like that?
I mean,
another thing,
okay,
based on the one video that I did see, there was like 37 purchases on this girl's storefront, and they gave her like $1.37.
Yeah, like that's the thing about the storefronts. It's not like this exorbitant amount of money that you're making. You have to sell a certain amount of stuff to actually make it worth it. So like the bigger influencers where they have like thousands of followers.
She's a big one.
Right. Oh, she is a big one and only made $1.
Right. So I was like, is it even, you know?
Is it even worth it at that point?
Yeah, I was like, what's the big? You're not making that much money.
I guess.
I mean, it's still good.
Ethics? I was like,
it's still
right?
Good,
It's still
like,
good.
In the sense that,
in the
like,
grand scheme of
we
things,
want to get one? I'm just thinking of like,
okay,
she showed that background behind the scenes. She's like, it's not even worth it to have one, so I don't mind. Like, first of all, yes, I want to support. Yeah, but also she was like, this is like transparency. I'm not making much.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, I get what you're saying. Dang.
I know.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to do some more research.
Yeah,
stay tuned.
I know. I just like stumbled upon it.
Yeah,
and thought it was cool, but crazy.
That is crazy. Yes, season 3. Structure. Yeah, we're gonna have notes.
This is the first time we've always just gone in and raw dogged the entire episode.
Just raw dogging it,
and that's on talent.
Period.
But y'all know, there was a lot of stumbling along the way. Like, I'd be like, oh, what page? Oh, no. Like,
oh, no, I was listening to an episode and it was like, okay, we're going to go to page 40. And you were like, well, I still had a point on 37.
Yeah. Like, you know, like we were doing our best.
Yeah.
Without a structure.
So but we need structure.
We
a little
need
bit.
We're trying to elevate. You know what I mean?
Each
season's gonna get better and better.
Right.
And that's what's happening now.
That's the big point of season 3. See, I even made some topics.
Come on now.
On
that's
this
preparation
notepad that I got for Christmas. It's from, I think it's called Copper and Brass.
Ooh.
They have like stationery. They're black owned. Yeah, they have a lot of stationery.
Stationery. Not seeing a black woman on your stationery.
Right.
I've never seen that.
It's
I ain't never seen that before.
But yeah, I love them. I have a notebook from them too that I got for Christmas that I'm obsessed with.
Okay, wait. I need to get some like personalized stuff for Christmas.
Okay. I'm gonna send you the link. But anywho, okay, so what to expect next season, that was a point. And also, we are playing a Lost Files episode today because I swear we uploaded this. I don't know where it went. I don't know what happened to it.
Oh my God. I'm so excited for y'all to see this.
I know.
Listen to this.
Both, because it was a video interview.
Okay.
So, but basically we had an interview with the author of the first book from the very first season we ever had, Kayleen Schaefer. Text Me When You Get Home, the one that started it all for us. TBT.
Close to my heart.
For show. So we are going to air that episode now, and we'll see you at the end.
Right. Lana, are you gonna like introduce us? Because I don't know what to say.
Well, I already started recording, so I'm gonna keep that part in because that's hilarious. But yes, I can introduce us per our usual protocol. Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. Today we have the author of Text Me When You Get Home, Kayleen Schaefer, with us. We are beyond excited about this, and we're going to ask her a few questions that we've gotten from you guys and some of our own questions that we have. So with that, we'll get started. Or Kaylee, do you want to introduce yourself a little bit?
No, sure. I'm the author of Text Me When You Get Home. It's about the power of female friendship. Thank you guys so much for reading it. I know you've been reading it recently, and I really appreciate that. And yeah, so I'm a journalist and author, and fire away. I'm excited to hear what your questions are, what you guys want to talk about.
Yeah, absolutely.
Amazing. I'm still pulling up these questions. That's what I'm doing.
Okay, I got some out, so I'll start then. So what inspired, we always talk about what inspired us to read the book. What inspired you to write the book?
I really was inspired to write the book based on what I was feeling, because I was feeling like my friends were a huge support network, but that wasn't talked about in a serious manner. You see the like cheesy like wine glasses and arms linked, and all of those images are good, but it wasn't, there wasn't anything substantial out there that really talked about how much my friendships meant to me. And I thought other women were feeling the same way and might want to read about it.
Wow. Well, you really like hit the nail on the head, because there hasn't been anything like this book that I've ever seen. And just learning about the history of like in the beginning, how we weren't even allowed to be friends, and just you actually deep dive into being, I don't know, like how friendship is really at the core of our lives, and just wild. We love to see it.
Yeah, it was definitely a great read. Samra, do you want to go with the next question? We'll just bounce back and forth.
Yeah, we can do that. I like that.
Okay, bet.
Oh, the next question is
I like this
for
one.
you, Kayleen. Can we expect anything else from you in the future? I mean, I know you have a newborn, which congratulations.
Yeah, he's 5 months old, so he's a little pandemic baby, which I didn't expect this to happen, but it's going well. But yeah, also at the same time, I'm finishing my second book, which you guys are in your 20s still, aren't you? I'm guessing. Yeah. It's about being in your 30s. So you have that decade to look forward to, but maybe if anyone's listening who's in their 30s, it's called But You're Still So Young. And it's about how being in your 30s now is different than it was even 20 years ago, where people kind of just, they did the routine. They finished school, they moved out of their hometown, they got married, they bought a house, they had kids. And now you might do that, you might not do that, but you're not doing it on the same time frame. It's definitely all of these things have been pushed later for sure, which reframes how we're living in our 30s. And it makes our adult lives look so different than they did in the past. And it's a new way of living through your 30s. And so that's what the book is about. Ooh. And it's out in March. So
March. Okay, of 2021.
Yeah. So that's definitely something to look forward to. Because I know a lot of people.
When you guys get there, you let me know.
I'm so excited for my 30s. Like every like badass woman who I know who hit 30, like all they've done is glow up. Like Rihanna started Fenty and she is building a whole empire, for example. But Beyonce, I mean, like it just gets better, and I love
like your 30s are it. Like that's when it really starts.
Honestly, like we're ready for it.
I mean, I'm enjoying my 20s right now, but like 30s, I feel like I'm not as afraid as like it used to be. Kind of like you were saying, how it's kind of your 30s are framed now. Like some people used to hit 30 and be like, all right, my life's over. That was it. 20s was great.
Not anymore at all. that doesn't
right, like you said, like now it's like, oh, 30s. All right, let's see what's popping in the 30s.
Right?
So
That's awesome. And I really like the theme. It seems like there's this theme of like almost kind of exploring this new territory, like this uncharted territory. It seems like you like to go there with your books. Is that something?
I like to look at like new ways of building community and new ways of living, and like the way that we're actually living versus like these stereotypes. Like with friendship, there's this idea that like friendship can't be the most important relationship in your life, but it totally can and is for a lot of women. And that's just, those are our support systems. And so this is also looking at like the 30s were traditionally supposed to be this way, and stereotypically they are, but they're not actually, and people aren't really living that way. Many people aren't. So yeah, I like to look at stuff like that.
I think that's so powerful because, sorry, Lana, I'm just like running away with things.
Go for it.
I'm like, okay. No, but like being seen is so important to feeling understood, and that's something that like more representation is so important. And the fact that you're doing that for decades of your life, because like we were saying on one of those episodes of She Will Read season 1, go listen.
Shameless plug.
But we were saying like, or I was saying like Forever 21, it's like as if after you're 21 nothing matters. And I even hear people say that to me. It's like, okay, you got no more birthdays to look forward to. And I'm like, yeah, I guess not. You know, it's like, no, I'm looking forward to 30 and many more, you know?
Yeah, we're never finished. Don't let anyone put an end on anything. You're not done.
Right. We're not done. We're not done.
So next question. How have your friendships evolved in motherhood? And like, did you have, like, we remember you talking about in the book, there was a pregnancy group that kind of we were talking about joining.
Moms of Brooklyn.
Yes. Did you have like a support system like that evolving into motherhood?
Yeah, but not as formalized, because like I was a little bit late, so a bunch of my friends had kids. And so it was more talking to them versus, and I think I had a few friends that were pregnant at the same time. And now it's sort of weird because, as you guys know, like the pandemic is isolating, period. Yeah. So it's a little weird now, but I still have friends that I can rely on and talk to and ask like what they're doing and what they're thinking. So yeah, I was just fortunate enough that I didn't find myself as isolated as Carla, the woman in Text Me, because she just didn't know anyone. She was just the first, and so I wasn't. So I already had a group of friends like that. But I get worried that I don't want to have just mom friends, you know, or just non-mom friends. I want to keep all of my friends. So I've been trying really hard to do that.
That's great, because I know it's hard, obviously, like keeping, you know, balancing all the parts of your life, but when you move on to a new phase of life, like your life changes, but no one else's changes. And so, you know, if you kind of like start to drift out of your friend's life, or like, you know, your friends that don't have kids, or, you know, you get married and then you don't hang out with your friends that are single anymore. And like, it's just kind of like, you just kind of let people go as you get older. So I think that's great that you're trying to keep everyone.
Yeah, I mean, that stuff's tough. And I had a hard time writing about that in the book, because my whole message was about, you know, friendships make you stronger, and these are your support system, and you can really rely on these people, and they're not disposable in the way that we've sometimes been taught. But of course, sometimes friendships don't last. You know, sometimes you do shift into different phases where you're not as tight with that person as you once were. And so like we have to talk about that stuff too, because there's not a good language around it, like friend breakups. I don't know if you guys have had friend breakups, but like you're kind of like, oh, you know, I had a huge fight with this friend, or I didn't talk to this friend, and people are like, oh, you know, whatever. You know, but if you break up with a guy or girl, like whoever your romantic partner is, people are like, oh my God, we have to stop everything. We have to talk about this. We have to process this. We have to grieve this. Yeah, so there's not the same like cultural reverence around a friend breakup, but sometimes they hurt just as much or even more, or you mourn them for longer. So like that stuff is important to talk about. Like, it's important to talk about. Sometimes you have to move on or break up with friends.
Absolutely.
And that's okay, you know?
Yeah, and it is okay. It doesn't mean that friendships are any less valuable in anyone's lives.
Right. Exactly.
Is it my turn for questions?
Yes, it is.
Okay, how much time do we have? We've got like 10 minutes.
Yeah, so you can like pick your favorite, I guess, from the list.
Okay. Well, honestly, it's the next question. So, the question is, what advice would you give your 20-something-year-old self?
Oh man, I would give her the advice of not to be wrapped up in what guys think. Because I worked at a men's magazine and most of my friends were guys, and I distanced myself from women because I was like, I don't want to be like those women. And it was hard and I felt awkward and weird because I wasn't being true to myself because I'm a woman. Like, it didn't make any sense, but that's the way I felt that I had to be. And I think that's changing now, but I also think it's not. And there's plenty of women out there who think, oh, I'm a guy's girl, or I'm not like other girls, or I'm cooler than other girls, or whatever it is. And I think I just wasted a lot of time before I found my real voice and my real self, just trying to write like what men would want to read or be like what men would like. And yeah, that I would say, like, look at yourself, and if you think you're doing that, like, ask yourself why, and if you're really being true to yourself.
Because you know, there's that famous line like, oh, like, I get along with guys way better than I get along with other women. Yeah. That's why I have so many guy friends. And it's like, okay, yeah, to an extent that could be true, but like, is there a deeper like underlying meaning? Kind of like how you came to that realization, like, oh, like that's why I was really doing that. And just like not dismissing it so quickly. And to say, like, you know, you don't have to have a bunch of girlfriends. Like, you don't have this, there's no number, but like, you know, you can have a few good girlfriends. I feel like having a few good girlfriends is better than saying like, I have a lot of girlfriends. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. And you dismissing like girls as a whole is just as bad as like any kind of stereotyping, you know, like you're just basically dismissing your own sex, and that doesn't make any sense. Like, you're just as guilty of stereotyping as anyone else then.
Right.
Right.
If you point the finger, there are 4 pointing back at you.
Exactly.
I haven't heard that since middle school, but I'm bringing it back.
I thought about that the other day, so you're not alone.
Okay.
So next question. Ooh, this is one of my favorites. If you could add another chapter to the book, what would it be about?
Oh, I saw that you guys were gonna ask that, but I like, you know, like, well, my impulse is to be like, but the book is done, it's whole, it's complete. But if I were still writing the book, like, I am proud of the book the way it is, but if I were still writing the book now, the book came out right around Me Too. So obviously, if I had the opportunity, the movement would have been in the book so much. You know, I would have explored what that meant for taking friendships more seriously, which I think it did. Like, it basically showed that bonds between women were a lot more than surface bonds, and women were relying on each other in more secretive ways, just regarding sexual harassment and assault. And then that all came out publicly, and women were standing up for each other publicly, which is obviously part of friendship. And it was part of the political movement at the time. But so, yeah, I would have looked into that more and written about that, and talked to women about how that affected their friendships.
I like that.
I like that too, because just like there was like a Twitter thread like not too long ago where it was like, I was 17 or I was 25 or I was my age right now when, you know, something, they were either sexually assaulted or mistreated in some type of way, part of the Me Too movement.
Yeah.
And it really, like, things like that, when we actually talk about these things instead of just internalizing it and saying we're dealing with it ourselves, instead of like dealing with it in a more healthy way, like talking about it and acknowledging it for what it is, and then realizing you have this entire community of other people who went through or are going through the same thing as you. So I think that in itself is really powerful, because like that builds community and it builds this type of support system that many of these women needed that they didn't even realize that they had. So yeah, I like that. I like that you would have put that in the book too. But I too think that the book was great on its own and didn't need anything else.
We were not suggesting anything.
No, we saw the question and we were like, wow, that's so cool. We wonder like maybe she would have, like, if she thinks about it now.
No, I mean, I would have put that in there, obviously, had I been writing it at the time.
Yeah. Samra, I think we have time for one more question if you want to pick one.
All right. Okay, that's tough. Okay. I'll do, I guess, the one that's, the question is, wait, I'm reading a different one. Okay, what did the subjects think of the book?
Oh, you mean like the women in it, or my friends, or?
Like Renee was someone we were thinking about. Like, how did she feel of like being branded? I mean, not that she obviously grew and is not that person, but you know, we all
feel like, though, I know what you're about to say, like branded the mean girl, right? And yeah. I think I told her that, and she was like, "Oh, please! I have been called so much worse."
Oh, that's awesome. She's resilient.
She's very resilient. And so, I mean, Renee and I really, that's a true story in the book. Like, we became friends from the book, and she came, I'm from Dallas, and she came to the launch in Dallas. And it was just so fun to see her there in the bookstore. And then, like, we had drinks afterwards, and she was with my whole family. Like, it was just, I never would have expected my phone call to her asking, like, can we talk about this, to lead to her being at the book launch and celebrating being there. And like, we're actual friends now. Like, we see each other when she comes to New York or when I go home to Dallas, or like we text, you know, it's, yeah. So, I mean, she was good with it. But I got so much positive feedback. Like, I was overwhelmed and didn't expect all of the positive feedback I got. And it was really unexpected and overwhelming and thrilling, honestly. But I also, like, the way I put the book together, like, people saw it before it was published, because the last thing you want is for it to be out in the world, not changed, not able to be changed, and for people to be like, what is this? So, you know, any like friction or whatever, anybody who was like, oh, I wish you wouldn't say that, or like whatever, like, I work with people. That's always what I've done.
Yeah, that's really good. And that's another good thing to point out, like, before you try to, like, I don't know, like, talk about certain situations, like maybe that have been resolved now or like have happened in the past, like, you know, talk to the other person before, like, you know, in this instance, writing a whole book about it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, there are people who, and these people, they have a good point with, like, you know, this is my story and I should be able to tell it how I want to. Like, a lot of memoirists think this, but that for me, I don't know, like, I feel better showing a person what I have written about them before it comes out. But right. you can do either way. You just have to, like, trust yourself and what you're putting out there.
Yeah.
If anyone wants to talk about writing nitty-gritty, like, that's my opinion.
Yeah.
Right. That's one more question too. I feel like we have time for one more.
Oh, a bonus question.
One last question.
Okay, Lana, that's you.
Well, okay. Ooh, I like this one. What would you advise young women writers trying to build a publishing history or an author platform? Like, what advice would you give to them?
There's so much advice, and it just sort of depends on also what you're trying to write. But I don't know, if you have no writing experience, I would start a little smaller and publish some essays somewhere or do some smaller reported pieces before just saying, okay, I'm going to write a book proposal and a book, because that helps you meet editors, it helps you meet other writers, and then it also shows, like, a potential agent that you have done professional work in different places. So yeah, when you're trying to build your career, start smaller. I mean, or, you know, but like I said, there's a million ways to do this. So you could just go for it too. I don't know, but find whatever way is authentic to you and put yourself out there is what I would say.
Love it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because, you know, everybody's journey is different, and, you know, just go ahead and writing the book and submitting it out there into the world, like, might work for some, but like you said, for other people, it might be, you know, building blocks until you can get there to, like, better yourself. So I like that you gave kind of both sides of that and how that can work.
Everyone's story is different.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thank you, Kayleen, for taking time out of your day to speak with us and to speak to our listeners and future writers and all of that. And thank you again for writing this fantastic book that we got to cover in our first season. It was so needed. I think I can speak for both Samra and I when we found it. It was like, oh, like, this is it. So yeah, just thank you so much.
You guys, thank you for reading, and congratulations on your first season. That's awesome. This is the final episode, right, of first season?
Yes.
That's great. Congratulations. Very, very, very cool.
Thank you so much.
All right.
And with that, we will see you guys later. Eventually, you'll see new content from us soon. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
And welcome back. We hope you enjoyed that interview. I remember doing that interview and just being so nervous.
For sure.
That was
the biggest thing we had ever done.
Right at that point. It was like, this is huge. Like, the author of the book.
I mean, yeah, just the fact that she cared enough to come on the podcast, give us her time.
Right.
I think she had just had a baby.
She had just had a baby. Yeah.
Kayleen, if you're out there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Again.
And we'd love to, like, see a selfie or something, you and your baby.
Yes. But she has another book out now.
Oh, yeah? It's out?
Yeah. Because I think at the
about
time.
it.
Yeah, I think at the time it was like to be released, but now it's out. It's for something about 30-somethings, which I was like, can't relate yet. In 5 years I will.
We're almost there.
Let's not talk about it.
What was I going to say?
What were you going to say?
The name of the book was like, But You're So Young.
But you're still so young.
By Kayleen Schaefer.
Yeah, that
Check
was
her
it.
out.
Check her out. And yeah, okay. This is the wrap up of our first. Do you have anything before I actually say that? I'm always like,
I appreciate that. Okay, what do I have to say?
What do you have to say? She said shit.
I don't have anything, but it was nice to be asked.
I'm glad. I'm glad you enjoyed that.
Share this video with a friend. Bookmark our videos if you really love us, because it helps with the algorithm.
Yes. Comment below. Subscribe to our YouTube. Again, we're going to be doing a lot more YouTube stuff. Like, we're in this whole studio now. So we here. We're doing big things. We cannot wait to connect with y'all. Make sure you rate, review, email us if you have any questions. I'd love to do a Q&A episode where people just wrote in a bunch of questions to us, like about like anything. It could be about us, like personally, about the show, about podcasting in general. I would love to do an episode like that, just a full Q&A.
Not another mini-sode.
Another mini-sode. Patreon is coming. It should be up by the time the season starts, so stay tuned. And I'm excited.
We got a lot of stuff coming, guys. And we love you so much.
We do. And until next time, bye.